shit. And tonight, David, what we're going to talk about, a lot of people have been kind of wondering what happened to the judge that was working your case, man. There's been a lot of shady shit that's been going on just in the case alone. So what we're going to do tonight, I got my computer up right here in front of me. We're going to look into your case, David. And we are going to go ahead and find out where this judge is at. I forgot the judge's name. Let's see. Taylor, judge. Let's see here. Got to find that original case. Give me a second here. W. Taylor Judge. That was no. Hang on, let's take a peek here. Dirty Glove Audits. Yeah, that was a while ago. That redhead guy, he's out of the cult now. That guy's out now, man. I wish he would jump on here and give us his story. That'd be dope as shit, man. I really do. I wish he would come out and tell us his story. Let's see. Man, I'm trying to find out the name of the judge that was on the case, man. And David, somebody else from your organization, an ex-member, came through and has told me some pretty shitty stories about how you encourage people to lie to their family members. The people on your phones actually do. Yeah, they encourage you. They encourage other family members. Frank and Lisa are on the road right now. They're busy. So David, I found out recently that you actually called and asked somebody for fucking 20 grand, dude. Sack of shit, dude. And that when, not you personally, but it was it was somebody in your organization, man. I got the email right here. Let me read the email. Stand by, guys. I'll read the email to you. I won't tell you who it's from, but it's entitled Bad Memories. Hi, Full Frontal. I remembered a shocking detail I forgot to mention yesterday when Fatty's staff called my mom to ask her money. They did not even have a personal relationship with her. It was the first call from them. When they asked for $20,000, they had her number because of me. Thor, what's up, man? Thanks for being in here, brother. Hit that like button, guys. I'm reading an email from one of the survivors of David's organization. My mom said she doesn't make such decisions without talking to her husband, which every fucking spouse probably should, right? Hit that like button, you guys. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit that button, hit that like button. Let's see. When God asked for money, she could decide that without her. Oh, okay, hang on. My mom said she doesn't make such financial decisions without talking to her husband about it and hearing from God. Pastor Daniel said, when God asked for money, she can decide that without her husband and give the money without his approval. Mom said she felt heavily pressured by David's staff to give money. But God did not tell my mom to give that amount. It was David through Daniel, or later on through Angel or Kia. Daniel also said my mom would have blood on her hands if she would not obey David. Get the fuck out of here, David. Dude, nobody's going to have blood on their hands if they don't obey you, okay? Get the fuck off, man. You're such a sack of shit, David. And for you to spread this kind of fear-mongering, dude, and it just shows what kind of sack of shit you really are, dude. It really does. It shows what kind of sack of shit you are, that you try to pump fear into people, religious people. I was talking about this with this person. And what you're doing, David, is you're spiritually manipulating people. You're using religion to fucking fuck with people, dude. And that's fucked up shit, man. This person I was talking to about it, I was letting them know like how fucked up it is, dude. Like, you can't do this, dude. This is fucked up. Not only that, but you're laundering fucking money, David. Why'd you send me the cease and desist? Their go-to scare tactic, G-Jack. Yeah, that is their go-to scare tactic. Try to pump fear into people. You must fear this power. Okay, and my source tells me my parents are not just married, they are best friends. And they earn their money together. My mom doesn't want to spend my dad's money without him. And that's fucking as everybody fucking right. And David's here trying to fucking scam people like this out of money and then saying, "Oh, if you don't obey David, get the fuck out of here, David." Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm reading through the email. I think David demands were always over the top and overbearing. The one staff meeting I attended after the summer conference should start at 7 p.m. We showed up at 7, so I was there. This person said, "Okay, I showed up at 7, right?" David showed up at 10 p.m. without apologizing. Then he fucking made everybody stay till 2 a.m. Had us wait for him for 3 hours. I felt like I wasted my time and he didn't care. Like he could treat us like that and there was no problem at all. Michelle was like a drill sergeant commanding to show honor to the general. Michelle, this is eyewitness account, man. This is eyewitness account, man. I have nothing to lie to here, guys. These are sources that have personally seen the inside of this fucking operation. And what this person told me here is that the closer you get to David is the more shitty people are. Overall, this source said Michelle is a fucking bitch. Straight up. Michelle's a bitch, looks like her hair's fucking greasy, and that she doesn't sleep. That's what my source said. Okay, she stepped down and became a state prosecutor. Yeah, in like another county. David told me the Broncos are going to win the Stanley Cup and the World Series this year. Hit that like button when you get in here, guys. Keep me in the algorithm and keep David out of it, man. Those like buttons have a big impact, man. Okay, for me personally, a chronically fat man in the title general is an oxymoron. Apart from the guy in North Korea, fucking Kim Jong-il, fucking son of a bitch. I did not see a fat general in my life. Military generals are usually in good shape even when they're old age, and I truly respect them from my heart without anyone having to force me. I want to point out that I don't despise people struggling with their weight or other sins. I'm not perfect either. I'm just tired of fatso. And we're tired of him too. Have a great day. So my source told me. And this is awesome. And the fact that it says it was the first call from them when they asked for $20,000. They asked for $20,000 from these people, man. And then when the wife said, "Hey, I don't do anything without my husband," they're telling this person to fucking lie, man. Like, David, that doesn't get any more fucking shitty, dude. Like, for you to ask people to lie to their fucking spouses, no wonder you're in the fucking situation you're in, dude. That's some fucked up shit, dude. It really is, man. Okay, so she stepped down, became a district attorney. Let's see. Okay, so she stepped down and she became a DA or prosecutor. Bitterness. Let's see here. Okay, so she stepped down. And he said, now she's DA. Because that was something I also heard. Like, she actually became like a district attorney or some shit like that too. But I could be wrong on that. The call we're going to take This guy's unloading groceries right now. You guys go over and follow his channel. It's J Puente. J Puente. JAEPUENTE. He's one of the channel subscribers. He's going to call in. I think he's got some experience and he's running a podcast too. Living that thug life, doing the groceries, doing the grocery life. Great conference, okay. I'm reading over the old news stories from David's cult, and here it is, JMMI International Ministries. The place looks very cultish when you look at it too. It's just, I don't know, looks sketchy. Looks just dark and dingy. Like I wouldn't want to go in there. I wouldn't mind protesting out in front of there though. Really wouldn't. Oh, so she's state prosecutor. Okay. That makes sense. She probably is making more money, man, than a judge. I don't know. I don't know how that works. All right, here's our caller. Hey, what's up, bro?
How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing today?
Tired from a long day's work, but listen, I've got to jump right into it, man. So let me try to figure out a way to kind of segue my way into this conversation. So I saw a video that his actual deposition, right?
Yep.
I saw it on YouTube. It was literally, I remember it was probably right after it came out or whatever.
Okay.
When it went finally, when he put it out public, Rick Frazier did.
Okay.
And I remember seeing it, and I was like, and all it said was, lying preacher gets caught lying about funds or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, and I was looking at the how long it was. I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not listening to this. And I just so happened to be at work one day, and I got this app on my phone where it lets me listen to YouTube videos without having to be on the YouTube app.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? I got like 4 hours to kill. Let me just see. So I found the actual full deposition, because they were doing them like 30 minutes at a time or 2 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that it was like an almost 5 hour deposition, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to it. And so I'm listening to it, and mind you, I didn't really see his face or his reactions until maybe about 3 weeks after. And when I say I listen to it religiously, like I listen to it at least once every day.
I think we've all done that.
Dude, I mean, I used to listen to it when I would make long trips to Alabama to go pick up my son, because I'm from Tennessee. Okay. And I would drive down there to Alabama, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to put on the deposition. And I was like, then I found out.
There's your road trip.
Yeah, well, I'm a big podcast listener along with doing my own. Yeah. So I like to listen to things. And what fascinated me the most, and once you get into that wormhole of the internet, people are like, listen, the internet is undefeated. You would never win against the internet. No. Never, ever, ever. It's the pettiest world in as far as being digital, Apparently David thinks he's going to. Well, the crazy thing is, this is what's so crazy. The whole deposition, he was very soft-spoken. He gave off this whole, I'm just a big, gentle preacher, I'm unknowingly, he acts like he's the type of celebrity that, someone like a George Clooney or a big famous musician who really does have people who take care of finances for him, just making sure that they never go broke and, take care of everything for him. And my whole thing was, I think he went into that deposition very unprepared, not knowing what he was going to get asked, not knowing that Colleen was going to rip into his ass. Okay, Rick Frazier had done a private investigation prior to the deposition? Yes, I've read into a lot of it. Like I said, wormhole. I read into the whole deposition. He got on his actual show and said that his stuff was cut and sliced, which was a lie, because it's all time-stamped. I spoke to Rick this last April. Oh, wow. He reached out. How did you, if you don't mind me asking, did he reach out to you because of your channel? Or did he reached out to me because I had videos of his wife and daughter on my channel. He asked me to take them down because they were bringing him some negative attention. I did initially, because I was like, okay, for the better of the family. But I was like, hold the fuck up here. Let me look into this guy. And then once I found out he was scamming veterans, I was like, nope, fair game. You're in the game too, Rick. Rick is the cause of all this.
ultimately. Rick is the one that brought this group together, made all of us go down this fucking wormhole together, right?
He released the depositions, and I think that the judge who actually approved the depositions to be released on the internet is the one that got debenched, if I'm correct.
She didn't get debenched, man. Dude, she
Okay,
stepped down.
so
She stepped down. We were just talking about it, and she's like a prosecutor in another state or some shit. She's like an attorney. Let me see. Yeah, she stepped down to become a state prosecutor because I think it's more money actually, dude, to become prosecutor than a judge.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sure to sit on the bench and to sit there and I know that's what you go into when you get into that type of career path. Like, you have to determine people's fates, and I'm sure that the stress of that alone is crazy.
Yeah, and that's a very civil service job, dude. You're sitting on the bench, man. Like yeah.
So when I was looking into the whole thing, because after I listened to the deposition, I'm realistically 12 times from beginning to end, literally 12 times.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I saw out of nowhere, I guess YouTube reads what kind of stuff you're into. I saw Michelle's deposition, and I said, "Holy shit!" So it's like you find like that piece, like it's like you find those extra fries in the bottom of a bag.
Yeah. Okay, and this is what I compare. Like, okay, you have David's deposition, right? And then, okay, so David's deposition, the way this went down, the way the deposition was released was actually brilliant. Really was. Rick sat on that fucking gold mine, and he knew it was a gold mine for a lot of years. He knew it. Rick knew by releasing this deposition, people would be left with a lot of unanswered fucking questions, which were you? Absolutely. I was.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody was. Everybody can attest to that. We have a lot of fucking questions to ask Michelle. Okay.
Yes.
Bam. Here's Michelle's deposition, 2021. What, 5 years later, 6 years later? Was it 2014, 2015?
Something like that, yeah.
So we're 6 years later, right? This is like, I compare it to putting a puzzle together upside down and getting little pieces at a time, and then eventually the puzzle's going to flip over and there's going to be a huge fucking picture, and everybody's going to be like, holy fucking shit. And those pieces are starting to fit together. You get Michelle and David's deposition together, dude, those are two big puzzle pieces.
Yes.
Those are two huge puzzle pieces.
If you notice in Michelle's deposition, anytime that Colleen said, well, David said that you were, in charge of this, and, this right here, that you would be able to answer this for us, she always wanted to hear the actual or see the written transcript of the deposition because she wanted to know that that's what he acted like it had to come from him. If it didn't come from him, that she was going to say, I don't know. She had to see that he said it, because that's her falling on the knife for him. Because how did she not, get completely flat plummeled by the bus that ran over her the way he threw her under the bus?
Do you think Michelle knew going into her deposition what David said?
Absolutely. I think that David was so overwhelmed with what he was going through when it came to that deposition. Mm-hmm. He was literally being grilled by someone who wasn't backing down from him. Like, literally, the first comment that Colleen said was, about the whole
and the fact that it was it was a woman that was deposing him, I bet that even fucked with him even more, his psyche.
Well, no, yeah, because he feels that women should be submissive. Yeah. He feels that women should always honor men and basically fall at their feet and stuff, because he's thinking about a traditional way of thinking. We'll get to. I know we have I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a lot of questions. I want a topic.
Yeah, and I got questions too. I was thinking of questions today, so I'm gonna ask you a question now. I'm gonna ask you a question. So you've been been following this since the deposition released. Okay, I know I'm pretty sure none of us here are doctors or anything like that, but some of us come with experience. Do you think David is either mentally ill, on drugs, or both?
Okay. When I've looked into a lot of the things, especially people who said that they actually lived beside Michelle and said that he was pulling up at all hours of the night, he was leaving at all hours of the night, and that he was not an actual godly man to be sitting there going to a woman's house. It'd be different if it's kind of crazy. Why would you go to a woman's house that works underneath you, that you're the only one, you and her, the only one being paid out of the ministry, out of all the volunteers? You were going to her house at 11 o'clock at night and leaving at 2 in the morning. The actual neighbor put themselves out there, because there's only two people that can be beside you, really, realistically, if you think about it. And so they put themselves out there to say, I live beside Michelle, and I'm telling you right now, I seen this man leave at all hours of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally think I've watched his early stuff that I could find on YouTube. He is so incapable of facing what reality and what's nonfiction is. He actually believes, even in the deposition, he kept saying, I talked to God, or Jesus came to me face to face in a dream. That's not real. You were sleeping. And then he kept saying, kind of like how me and you were sitting right here.
Yeah.
And that's why Colleen was like, I'm kind of confused by your answer. You're saying it's like us sitting here, but you're telling me it's in your dream. Well, the Bible says he's literally falling back on what the Bible says to cover his lies.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, every prophecy that he's ever made didn't come true. The coronavirus prophecy didn't come true.
Yeah.
The NFL who's going to win the Super Bowl
prediction
didn't come true. You know, anything that I personally think he's mentally
hit
ill.
that like
with
button,
the
you
mix
guys.
of-
I'm sorry.
He has to have a drug use at some point.
Yeah, I definitely think you're on drugs, David.
Yeah,
dude, I'm almost fucking certain you're on drugs, David.
All over his shit, dude.
What's
every
that?
Video that has him in every video that he has on YouTube, I literally have left the comment and said, "You ain't shit." And I've actually went to his Instagram and said, "You ain't shit."
Yeah.
And everything, and any picture, and not to be disrespectful, but he wrote that his mom had passed away, and I said,
that his mom passed away?
his mom passed away.
Oh,
his
really?
Dad passed away too. Yeah, his dad passed away, I believe. I don't think it's his mom. I'm sorry. I think it was his dad.
His dad passed away recently. I didn't hear about his mom.
Yeah, he said that he wasn't able to go to his dad's funeral because he was fasting and praying, is what he said.
Okay. I'm reading the chat, too. Who do you think is the brains of the operation?
I think he's the master manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had an enabler like Michelle who would back up his claims by upping or enabling people to think that he was actually bigger than what he was by false claiming that she had seen miracles happen. I think they were both in it together to pull this charade on all the followers who actually did trust them.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people who, if people who are down and out, whether they're mentally or physically or emotionally down and out, when they see a little bit of hope in somebody who is being shown to be doing something great, they're going to do everything that they can to attach to something that could be greatness, especially if it's going to pull them out of a dark spot. You know?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of manipulation there.
Big time. Yeah, we're standing there with you on that one too, man. There's you're talking like Manchurian candidate type manipulation shit, you know? Like fucked up shit.
Oh, yeah.
Real bad.
Well, the crazy thing is, for someone who, when he got on, when the deposition went out, he got on his show and he talked about it. Well, these people put out this deposition to me. I personally don't think he ever thought that was ever going to come out, or that it would ever get approved by a judge to be released. Because before they do the deposition, the lawyers have to come to an agreement on videotaping. Now they will record it on tape recorders or whatever, because they have to do that. Because when Rick Frazier paid, he paid for that deposition. If I'm talking correctly, he paid for the deposition.
Yep.
So that is what he got in return of his payment. Nothing was there. I personally feel like that whole thing, everything that came out in that deposition wasn't, in his opinion, wasn't meant to come out. He just really wanted to know where his money went that he gave Deborah Frazier. Why?
Yeah.
She.
Yeah. That's exactly what he wanted to know. Yeah, because this is what happened. So I talked to Rick. He's like, dude, my wife came back to me asking for more money. Like, okay, well, where's this fucking huge settlement I just gave you? Oh, I gave it to David E. Taylor. Well, let's go ahead and depose him, because if you want more money, you need to tell me where the money's going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And what it was,
Bam.
the reason they were able to pull the finances is because they're trying to say, I need to see where this 1.2 or 1.3 or 1.4 million dollars is being
used,
where it's being moved around. Yeah, being moved around to. And so when they were when Colleen was breaking into the finances, he literally couldn't pick he picked the perfect attorney when it came to her. It couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah.
That was like, the stars aligned, and they put Colleen in front of David Taylor.
Rick told me he sat next to David in court during all this, and he had.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that.
I FaceTimed with Rick earlier on this April. It's something I don't put out on the channel too much, but I think now that we're so deep in it, it's time to put that shit out. Let it know. But I did talk to Rick Frazier, everybody. I spoke to him. He FaceTimed me. He wanted me to take videos down of his wife and daughter, which I accepted gladly, because just for the fact of the kids, But after I found out, after I found out he ran a fucking scam against veterans, I was like, nope, fuck him, dude. Sorry, can't do that. 10 million, Rick, and where's that money at, dude? You settled that shit out of court, Rick.
Well, the crazy thing is, so I think what Rick was really wanting to know is why is my money being, like, why did I pay her this big settlement out of court for this divorce? And now I need to know where my money went. So when she said I gave it to the church, okay, so what they were really wanting to know was, I think if they would have been straight up and honest, that deposition, for one, wouldn't have been that long. For two, wouldn't have been that brutal. Colleen was very direct. Colleen was very prepared. She did not give she even admitted that she had watched his shows.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, you can't just watch one show. You got to watch, 20, 50, 100 shows.
Yeah.
And she had already did her research on him. So she wasn't fucking around with him anyway.
Hit that like button, you guys, okay?
With her guns barreled.
Hit that like.
And was not backing down at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Colleen was born for that deposition.
Oh my God.
Dude, she was born for that deposition.
Oh, dude, my favorite part is when Rick was actually talking shit and she was going back and forth with those lawyers.
Yeah. Yep. She's a beast. She's definitely, she was born to do that. I have another question. Okay. The case outcome. We know that, we definitely know there's some fucking real shady money laundering shit possibly going on. Dude, yes. Rick is a fucking scammer, Joel Del Burrito. If I cut you off, dude, it's because I'm watching the chat and I'm engaging everybody at one time.
No, go ahead. I'm watching you too.
No, Joel Del Burrito. Yes, Rick is a scammer. Yes, big time. He's probably worse than Dave. Dude, long story.
Rick was no better. Rick was literally no better than he was. But
overall,
what he did was expose David. Real shit.
He did. Rick exposed David, but it was almost like Rick doesn't fall under the clean hands doctrine here, okay?
No.
He doesn't. Rick does not have clean hands in this. Just, I hate to say it, Rick, but you don't, man. You don't have clean hands in this. You know this.
No, he got lucky. We should all thank him for that deposition.
Yeah.
He did put up the money to get that entertaining.
Thank you for the deposition, ultimately, Rick. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, because it's going to bring... This is the start of something bigger than it's any of us, man. This is going to go on to something, a huge accountability factor for everybody now at this point.
Yes.
It really is. It's going to take time, right?
Yes.
This shit is going to go on after I'm dead, probably. Guaranteed.
Absolutely.
It really will.
It's going to live on.
Yeah.
It will live on.
Yeah, because this is, everybody wants accountability this year. You had, who was it? Floyd? What was the guy that got choked? You got all these fucking human rights and all this other shit going on this year. George Floyd. You have all this other shit going on this year. And it's like, I think we as a tax-paying citizens now want accountability across the board with everybody, man. And we just so happen to be on David.
If you really think about it, these past couple of years have been the years of reckoning. If you really think about it.
These years have been these last few years have been very violent too, if you've noticed.
Absolutely.
It's been very violent, man. We've had a very violent, I'd say decade almost, man. We've been in a pretty violent decade, man. We've been in a few wars. We're doing some shady shit.
Yeah.
It's very tumultuous for us right now, like just everywhere. We're in
what was your question that you wanted to ask?
Okay, the case with Harold Lewis.
Okay.
What do you know about that?
I know that I do what from what I read. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. I know that he was the one that was renting out the quote unquote ministry house, which ended up in ultimately being David's house. He didn't invite people like that. He looks like a very controlling, narcissistic person to let anyone. He really just wanted to use the church to buy himself a big home that he felt like he deserved. I think correct.
Dude, I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, he used the church to buy that home. And that's his home, in my opinion. Because every time he's alive, he's been in that house.
KOGGC is now Michelle's name. It's not David's home anymore.
But that's the reason why, though. Think about what happened in the deposition. He was grilled because he was the CEO.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I know Harold Lewis was the one who was, the $250,000 to $6,000 a month. And then you had, I think that, the money's drying up. A lot of stuff is coming to pass. He's starting to get, people are starting. David is sitting here saying that he has more followers now than ever, but in realistic terms, If he did, why is he trying so? Even when stimulus money was coming out, they were telling people to seed in their stimulus checks and their 401ks and all this, because I think what happened was the relationship with Harold Lewis was becoming very strained. And now I think that Harold is suing him or something to that extent, because he's, the whole house situation. But if you remember from the deposition,
Good question, Bitter Bat. I'll get to that.
An actual lease drawn up for leasing to own.
Right. Do you think they're laundering money?
Who, David?
The organization.
Oh,
Whatever.
absolutely laundering money. Are you kidding me? Absolutely laundering money.
Okay.
David is the most. He has been doing it for 20 years. Just watching one of his shows, even in the deposition, Colleen called him out on not even knowing basic scriptures that he's been reciting since he was in it 25 years or whatever.
It makes me wonder.
He couldn't even name a scripture. It's something he didn't even know how many countries there were.
It makes me wonder what Michelle's bitter bad bitch. I'm engaging
I love her.
Yeah, bitter bad's a fucking beast.
I'm reading her shit right now. She's making me laugh so far.
Okay. It makes me. She brought up a good point, dude. What about Michelle's fucking W-2, dude?
But think about this. None of them things have been. I have seen where they have requested for those W-2s, and none of them have been provided.
Nothing.
How is that not against the law?
Dude, if I didn't provide a W-2, to be like, where the fuck's your taxes at, man?
Exactly.
And
he's lying when he says that no one gives him cash money. He's a fucking liar. There's no way that nobody in that church didn't give him cash. Deborah Fraser gave him cash.
She's still giving him cash.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Fuck yeah, dude. Anybody that's connected to that sack of shit, they're giving him money, dude.
Absolutely.
They really are.
And yeah, they got to, because, I mean, realistically, I've seen a couple of his shows, and he's always like, God told me someone from somewhere is giving me $1.2 billion. Like, dude, you are a fucking liar.
That's the thing. It's like, dude, if you got this money and you didn't report that, it's like, David, you're using that shit against yourself.
Yeah, well, he's self-incriminating himself, because not only is he putting out how much money he's supposedly getting, he's also said, well, I've returned these 2 jets. I've returned this skyscraper. Not one deed has been, not one bit of paperwork has been provided that he was even given a skyscraper or a jet.
Okay, so I just got a text from Colt Watch, guys. Check this out. Just letting you know that Tony made a video on Facebook where they're showing the cult using 2 of their trucks, or at least I think it is their truck. One truck being filled with toys for Christmas, and the other is refrigerated and being filled with turkeys. Tony said all this is from Apostles' Heart for Children and Poor People, and that he has been doing this for 30 years. In actuality, they have been donating to a local charity that is in charge of the giveaways. David only donates to it, but takes all the credit. Yeah, that's typical.
Who said that? That's the Apostle Colt Watch?
Yeah, it's Colt Watch.
Hey, shout out to y'all, man, because y'all were one of the first people I actually saw the video and the depositions from. So shout out to you. I keep up with y'all's content.
Thanks,
when
man.
I Google, I have literally David E. Taylor on my Google search just so I can see anything that's new.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Let's. I don't think there's anything new with the case either.
No, and it was never supposed to be a case, though. That's the thing. This whole deposition was never going to be a case.
No. The Harold Lewis case.
Well, yeah, that. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about when the deposition came out. Like, it was never meant to actually do anything with it.
No, there really wasn't. It was really made to expose David, man.
Absolutely.
Really was.
And then what a promising and entertaining thing it ended up becoming. Even with Michelle. Now, mind you, hers wasn't as brutal because they've already got what they wanted out of Dude. Like, Dude was caught in so many lies. He didn't know. He literally. There's no way. As much as this man loves money, there's no way he doesn't know how much money he's getting. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah. He knows how much is coming in.
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
And all this stuff where he's cured cancer and he's had people walk, and he was saying people were going to grow their limbs back.
That's the thing. How are fucking, like, I don't get it. How are people not knocking down that fucking door and be like, dude, we're just going to go ahead and put you on a fucking mental health hold for the next fucking 48 hours. Somebody brought up Baker acting his ass. And I'm this fucking close, David. Push me, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm this fucking close to putting a Baker act on you. I really am. You're dangerous, dude.
How confident are you that you think? Well, I take this back. I don't want to jump into that right now. How long did you talk to Rick Fraser?
Better part of an hour and a half.
And he disclosed everything? Even the stuff that was happening off the record in the deposition.
Yeah, Rick Fraser ultimately paid to have that deposition put up on the Google platform, to have it
Right.
put into the algorithm, right? $100,000. So that shit you guys heard about that is true, okay? The money spent to boost that rating on that deposition is true, okay? That's true.
Yeah, I seen it years ago, and I would
Rick
always
Fraser
see it
also
pop
has
up
this.
every now and then.
Yep, Rick Fraser also has that stack of bank records, which is
Wow.
like that fucking thick.
Well, he gets to keep the transcripts and everything that he paid for. Even
Absolutely.
the tapes
Yep.
and the,
He gets everything, man. He was the witness in the deposition. And that's why David will not bring me to court. Like that whole cease and desist, that shit's all bullshit. He won't take me to court because I get to go through a whole phase of discovery with him.
And that's the thing. Like again, I don't even think he ever wants to be under the gun like he was. He went into something so unprepared. Like it was so crazy how unprepared he was. And even the lawyers have to sit back and be like, "What the fuck did I get
Okay,
myself
so he's
into?"
posting under the name of JMMI. See, that's what's weird about this whole fucking bullshit. It's like they got shell corporation set up.
Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, listen. None of this stuff is going to go away. He's going to come underneath the gun at some point, and this is all going to have to be answered for. Because listen to all the stuff that he said on the internet, saying that people, talking about the judge who, so quote unquote, God took her off the bench. He said that she was going to get killed and beheaded and all this other shit, and nobody has acted out in outrage yet.
Yeah, I find that kind of. I don't know, man. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I don't get.
What's the possibility of you talking to? Are you? I know you said you found out he was scamming the veterans, but like, do you have any close contact with Rick Fraser?
No, it was that one contact. I can tell you overall, guys, Rick does not fucking molest his kids. Okay, Rick is overall a good father. Okay, good father, man. Could do anything for his kids. Bend over fucking backwards, man. Definitely, I give the man that. He's a good dad, but he's a scam artist, guys. And I get it, man.
But did his daughter go on David's show and said that her dad initially did it and lied and called him a racist?
Yeah, dude. And the thing is those videos of Rick and Katie. Those are coached videos, guys. Those are coached videos, mind you. Okay, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have just came out and talked about Rick like that. Maybe Debbie, but I don't see Katie. I don't see Katie doing that. And I did find out from Rick that Katie, okay, the whole shit with the wheelchair that she said David helped heal her and shit? Okay, that was a lie because Rick told me that Katie was walking a week before that.
Ah, so he took credit for something that he had nothing to do with.
No, Rick told me he was on. No, dude, he was walking the fucking week before. That's bullshit.
So, tell me this. When you have someone like Michelle, and then you have someone like a David, and then you see how he treats his staff and how he completely demeans them on TV and on everything else. Like, so how is there not more people like you who's coming out here and really getting on them like that?
I think, I don't know. Why do you guys think? That's a good question, man. I mean, there's a few channels out there, but I think the reason I did it is just because it needed to. It needed to be done. Nobody else was doing it. He copyrighted my other channel. And there was no way I was going to let you win, David.
That's the crazy thing is there just one video, one of the first videos I ever seen. Even it was actually the first one I ever seen. 11 million views. How is there not thousands of people not wanting to speak out about it?
That's a good question. We're sitting here wondering the same thing. Like there's only 10 people in the chat. It's like with all the millions of views on that deposition, why aren't people in here talking about it more? Like, dude, where the fuck is this guy? Why isn't there more pressure on him? I have all the links and stuff to file fraud reports. I need to file mine. I'll probably fill mine out here tonight before I go out of bed and shit and mail them out because they can't stop that.
Did you hear that voice recording call that he had called someone or a couple to attend a crusade and he ended up like cussing them out and calling them a faggot and stuff?
That was one of our channel followers.
Okay.
Yep. That was Shayla Hudson on the phone call.
So what caused a little bit of the clip came out, and it was just right when they were getting back and forth at it. What actually started that whole ordeal?
I don't know. I don't know the inside story to that. All I know is I was told that that was Shayla Hudson on the other end, and that that was David, man. That was David.
And the crazy thing is, then they had another girl who supposedly the family's been trying to get in contact with, and she got a hold of Michelle, and that phone call got released too. And Michelle she is such a viper. She is so vindictive.
That one's on my channel. That one's on my channel.
Yeah, that's how I saw it then. I just know that when you literally have two people who ain't never got their ass whooped before, realistically.
Yeah, that's what I say. David has realistically never had the shit beat out of him, or just ever had any kind of discipline done to him.
I might impress him one day for all the shit he says about people.
And the thing is Thor. I can't even say his name. I'm just gonna call him Thor Bjornson or something. I can't say his name, but it's Thor Bjornson. Thor on our channel. He was. I lost my train of thought. Damn it! It had to do with Michelle and David, basically. It's like but Michelle's definitely narcissistic and sociopathic, just like David. And to put those two together, dude, that's like a fucking recipe for disaster, man.
Yeah.
And just
absolutely.
to think that there's possible, like, mental illness involved. I think I am a firm believer that David is fucking suffering from some sort of fucking mental illness, big time, man.
That dude, he believes everything he says. He is literally on TV predicting things that he's telling you that he is God's best friend. He's telling you things that he's speaking for God. I'm telling you, when he actually fucking dies and he gets up there to be judged, like, holy shit.
Ain't gonna be looking good for you, David. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you, if David's listening, dude, you're a fucking asshole. And nobody likes your fat ass. And you need to fucking quit wearing the fucking, like, Captain Crunch suits that you're fucking wearing. And everything about you is ugly. Your soul is ugly. Your heart is ugly. How you've gotten away with this for so long is beyond me. Look what happened to R. Kelly. He got away with it for 30 years. Now look at him rotting in a fucking prison for the rest of his life. And I love R. Kelly, damn it. I love his music. I grew up on his music. But, shit like that always comes to light. You can never run away from the truth.
Yeah, and that's why we're all here. And it's like that's the fact, is all it takes is a small group of this to raise some hell on David. And that's the thing with filing the fraud reports. That's why.
Well, I mean, so when he does go on his lives, I've seen him. I've seen, like, video clips. When he does go on his lives, he literally blocks anybody who is against him, and he has a crew of people who will sit there and block you and harass you.
Yep.
And have you yourself gotten harassed by these people?
You know what? They used to call me a lot. But once they found out what I was doing actively, they stopped calling, man.
They do, like, cold calls or something?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Well, I have some documents here too that.
Yeah, I've listened to one that you got called by them and they accidentally put you both on the same line.
Oh, that was a different one. Those are just scam calls, man. But no, what they actually do is they go on people's Facebook page, man, and they troll people's Facebook pages, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, for real, dude. They go on people's Facebook page. They troll people's Facebook page to find out what's going on in their life. This is... What's your channel name, brother? I forget. I'm so bad. It's his channel name is J Puente.
Yeah, you actually said my name right. I was actually pretty proud of that. I was like, wow, no one ever gets my last name right.
Yeah, J Puente. It's actually I'm part Hispanic, dude, and I live in Texas.
My podcast for the chat is Let's Discuss It with Jay. It's on Apple Podcast. It's actually, a lot of stuff that I do. I really want to have you on there because I think this will be, again, we can go into an actual detail on how this all started for you. I mean, I'll go ahead and ask you now, how did you yourself, when was the first time you laid eyes on that deposition and when?
About 2017, man. Not shortly after it was released. Maybe early 2018.
Right.
Give or take.
And what did you watch it all at once, or did you just do it in sections?
I saw a little bit of it, and then I saw the short part of it, and then I watched the whole thing. I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? And I was like, hold on. I watched it. I don't know how many times I watched it. If I could have a view count on David's deposition, I'd probably have about 100,000.
Wow. And
I'm not. I don't know if it's that many, dude, but it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. You know, like I don't even like watching it anymore because it gets me so crunk, dude. Like I want to jump through the screen and fucking depose it myself.
Well, the thing with it is, even with everything that was going on, even right now, like I'm not to the point where it angers me. I'm to the point where I'm still in that early stage of fascination that someone is really that fucking stupid.
I've been through the fascination stage. I'm way past the anger stage, and I'm now onto the active stage of fucking destroying him, because that's what's needed. That's what's needed.
So what's the closest you ever got to being in contact with him?
Okay, are you taking notes?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Not very, dude. The cease and desist, probably.
I mean, that alone is pretty impressive. When you get on their radar to where he has to go to a lawyer to get at you.
Yeah, I've been on their radar. David, I know I've been on his radar, dude. I've been on his radar, dude, probably since about 2018, man. Heavily, dude. I was calling.
What about Michelle?
I was calling all day, every fucking day, dude. And at one point, dude, you should have heard some of the shit these people told me, dude. At one point, I heard him. One lady said, "Stop calling a business." I'm like, "Oh, so church is a business now?" And they hung up on me. I had one lady tell me she was personally healed of schizophrenia by David, and I was like, "Okay." And at the time, I worked at a medical company, okay, and I was actually dealt with medicine for people like that. And I was like, okay, I told her, I was like, first of all, you can't be healed from schizophrenia because it's a neurological disorder and there's no cure for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I shut her down right there, and I think she ended up hanging up after that. I have spoke to Ashley Larimer.
Oh, wow, you did?
Yeah, I spoke to
Ashley, why weren't that deposition at?
They're never, okay, you're probably getting Ashley Ware and Ashley Larimer confused.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ashley Ware.
Okay, Ashley Ware. Okay, Ashley Larimer is the blonde white girl you always see up there.
I've seen a few clips, but again, I listened to it.
She's the real skinny one, like the skinny white blonde girl. She's
okay.
The only one there that's like real skinny and white. Then
Nice.
That time that I was actually talking her, Betsy Como in the house. What's up, motherfucker? My boy. Hold on, sorry, dude. Hit that like, guys. The time I was talking to Ashley, I could actually hear Joseph in the background.
Wow.
Telling her what to say, because I was operating, and they were trying to get information from me. I wasn't giving them what they wanted, though. And I got the information that I wanted, but they didn't get anything from me. It was awesome.
So, not to kind of put it out there for public, but like, what state are you in? You close to them?
I'm in Texas, man. I'm way southern states, man. That's why they're not going to come down here and fuck with me, and I'm not going to go up there and fuck with them, man. You know, just wouldn't do any good for both sides. Could I go up there and protest? David, you goddamn right I could. I have every fucking right to go up there and protest and call your organization out as a fraud, and you can't do anything about it.
Dude, Bedside Hobo. Bedsick Hobo is hilarious. This is all proprietary. I fucking died when Colleen. That's not what that means.
Yeah, that's not
so
that.
Funny.
He's all, well, you know what I mean. Let's not be children. Like, dude, that.
Dude, I noticed when he made a slick dig like that, he always said quietly and he talked right after, so she didn't respond.
I pay the one thing I paid big attention to in the deposition is body language, man. Body language, like little fidgety shit, and sometimes David mumbled shit under his breath, man. You could see a few times. You got to watch real close, like. It's like he looks away and he's like mumbling shit to himself, dude. And that's what kind of weirded me out about that. The lip biting, yeah, bed sick, fuck yeah, the lip biting. There were a few cues in my short video where it was the Axe Michelle video, and it showed him like, dude, shooting his eyebrows up like this at the camera. He's fucking with his mic, guys. And then he was like looking down, then he looks up at the camera, then he's like fucking winks at the fucking camera, like, you know.
I'm surprised he didn't look like that one motherfucker in that one Silence of the Lambs movie, or one of the part of the series where that guy was like ripped his own face off. We had no lips.
Yeah. Yep.
Douche.
Yeah.
Badass.
But yeah,
he said. He's so passive aggressive when he gets on his own platform and he fucking yells and screams and acts like a fucking idiot. And he's sitting there saying like these idiots, these freaking idiots. You know, I'm just like, you fucking asshole. And you weren't talking like that.
What I try to remind David here is that we're all educated, David, and you're not, dude.
Dude, his fucking vocabulary is atrocious.
It's horrible.
He has literally the mind of a 17, 15, 14-year-old.
Dude, he has the mind of a fucking middle schooler. He really does. The vocabulary.
Oh. And if he said axe one more time, I was going to fucking shoot myself in the foot. I got to get one of those shirts, by the way. I need to buy one, by the way.
Yeah, just Venmo me. Let me know what size and stuff you want, and I'll get them out to you.
Absolutely, I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with it now, man. My last channel got copyrighted. The last channel, he did have every right to copyright me because of what I was doing. I didn't know the copyright laws. I learned them real quick when my channel got taken down. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm at now. I figured he can't copyright me.
Right.
And he can't stop me from exposing his lies as far as the information, and people are coming forward. Dude, I just made another contact today, Jay. Or last couple of days.
What did you find out?
Basically, the inside that everything is being confirmed from a lot of people. The rundown members looking. This person, this source. I'm going to call this a source. I'm not going to give the source a name, a sex, or anything. I'm just going to call it the source. And the source was telling me, like, I went there, and La Marcia is a fucking bitch, is what the source told me. Michelle's a bitch. There are some people that are really nice. The source said that Jenny Janiak is overall really nice. Circumstantial shit, like it's hard to believe that these women are caught up with David.
But they're sleeping with him, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
They're fucking sleeping with him. There's literally not one shred of proof that he isn't fucking them girls. Especially Michelle.
Michelle's the head concubine,
unless she's completely fucking mentally disturbed to where she gained a lot of trust into what he was saying, and he manipulated her to thinking that everything he was doing was right and that he should follow, and she's blindly following him and literally falling on the knife for him in that deposition to make herself feel like she knew in that deposition that she was fucking thrown under the bus and there was nothing she could do about it because now she had to answer for the lies that he had made,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen someone fall. That is what cult members do.
Could you imagine?
They fall on the ladder.
Could you imagine being Michelle in that deposition and going in there and having to answer the fucking and?
I couldn't imagine. I'll tell you right now, David probably gave her key points.
Yeah.
But he didn't give her because all that shit was so quick and so fast, and
the
questions were going so quickly.
Hold up real quick. Hey, good or bad, he doesn't have to wait in the drive-thru, man. He just drives through like the fucking Daytona, man. They just stick the bag out the window and he drives through and picks up his bag of fucking nuggets. Man, I'm down to come on a podcast. I'm all about it. As you know, I take no profit in this. I'm not religious in any way. I'm not trying to buy my way into heaven or get my way out of hell or anything in that sorts, man. This is just, I think what overall got me, back to your question, what overall got me with this is the blatant disregard for the system.
Yeah.
The blatant fuck you in the deposition. There's nothing you can do about me because I'm a pastor or a priest. But David actually has no fucking sort of theology training ever, dude. He's never been to any fucking theology school, man.
Yeah, he proved it. He proved it by saying, she said, you anointed yourself. You have no ministerial training. You didn't go to school. You got an honorary doctorate through an honorary doctorate. You didn't get it by going to that school. You literally, it was handed to you based on your quote-unquote experience. And then on top of that, you didn't follow underneath a couple of pastors. You're sitting there, you self-anointed yourself, but yet you claimed a privilege to get away with all these things that you're wanting to get away with. And then on top of that, he has even with the whole suits or the clothes, I've just been sweating with, I just bought some new clothes because all my clothes I was sweating right through them. Well, throw them in the fucking washing machine. You don't have to go buy clothes every time you sweat through them. I mean, that's that shit that Usher used to do back in his day. He never wore the same blue jeans twice. if you were sitting there and you sweat through all your clothes and you're sitting here saying that you're very frugal with your money, then why the fuck did you not just throw them in the washing machine and go on your way? Why did you have to keep? He wanted to be a big shot, dude. At the end of the day, he wanted to be a big shot. He's got all this money that he didn't fucking work for. All he had to do was get out there and be a narcissist, get all this money, and chose the way. And even she even said, "Don't you think this is irresponsible to do in front of people who are giving you their last dime for you to be sitting there parading your Bentleys and all this other stuff in front of the people who are sick and poor?"
It's like
and,
if they didn't know my life, then yeah.
Yes, fuck you, asshole.
Get the fuck out.
I fucking hate that prick.
It's private. It's
hate
priestly.
I hate his fucking lips, his mustache, his teeth, his fucking smile, everything. Even when him laughing in the deposition when the lawyers are going back and forth.
Oh, dude,
he was sitting there laughing. That pissed me off, dude.
That was okay. That was kind of my snapping point, and the point I became obsessed was when I fucking heard him speak gibberish the first time. He's all "Rokoshika the Badugush Kai's all." What the fuck did he just say? I was like, rewind, play, and I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on here?
Dude, I would do anything to interview Colleen. I would do anything for that.
I sent her an email, but she never got back to me. I sent her a nice
she
long.
Wants to put it behind her.
Huh?
She probably wants to put it behind her.
Yeah, I would think so. I was very professional in the email. I wasn't rude in any way. I was just like, is there any way I could interview like off record and just, can I at least get an interview? And that was like almost a year ago. Never got it back.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I get it.
I sent a friend request on Facebook.
Oh, you did? I wonder if David Taylor sent her a friend request ever.
No, dude. David does. He doesn't run his fucking. Yeah. He couldn't even tell you how many places he visited. I've never seen a man so unknowingly about his day-to-day life. It's fucking ridiculous. He acts like he's Prince or something, or Michael Jackson. People who actually had a real life like that. Betsy
Kobo brought up a good point here. I wonder how they didn't arrest him at the deposition.
Absolutely.
For perjury.
He was a fucking liar, dude. Everything about it, he perjured himself over and over.
Yeah, right there in the deposition, and nothing was done about it. And what I also still question, too, is why the lawyers didn't say, all right, hold up, time out, homeboy. Let's talk outside real quick.
Dude, his lawyers for one, his lawyers, for the most part, they were doing what they were supposed to. But when they left that fucking deposition, they looked at each other and said, what the fuck did we just do?
No, Rick Frazier told me that one of the younger lawyers that was sitting in that room, he said not long after he dropped out of the case. I was like, yeah, fucking good idea.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. That's probably the smart thing.
Yeah.
Has anybody found out who his lawyers was? I mean, I heard the names, but I haven't been able to actually find them. Mr. Potts is one of them.
Yeah, Potts and Mogadima, I think there's something I noticed in Michelle's deposition. I want to go to Michelle's deposition for a second.
Okay.
When the male lawyer started questioning her, I don't know if any of you noticed, her posture changed big time.
Yeah.
She went from this real dominant position, sitting up tall in her chair, to this real sucked up position, into herself. Mm-hmm. And once that male lawyer started questioning her, it was like she got really uncomfortable. Like her demeanor changed.
Yeah, but she done got grilled by Colleen, and then here she is about to get grilled by another lawyer, and she probably felt like, oh shit, he's about to bring in some shit that she didn't even bring up. So
not only that, but check it out, right? Michelle's so used to probably degrading the women because she has the most power in that fucking organization, that cult.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Power plays.
Absolutely. So figure David being a male figure, and then figure that. I always think of what's going on here on mental terms, like the complexity of it, because you really do. Don't think of it. Think of it how you want, but I don't think of it like that. Think of the complexity of the mental situations that are going on inside of each of the members' heads. Right?
Right.
Okay,
right.
Think of the power complex with Michelle and David, right? Those two definitely have a huge fucking power complex. All right? We know Michelle's a fucking stark raving bitch because we just know that.
Absolutely.
The source told me Michelle is a fucking bitch. All right? And so is La Marcia. So for Michelle to be questioned by a woman like that, of power, like Michelle probably felt comfortable, like, oh, well, this woman can't do anything to me, like that demeanor. like that mo, like seeing Colleen is maybe let in, like, how do you say it, inferior, yeah, inferior
Yeah.
to her
Yeah.
because she's a woman, right? But then okay, now you got to switch over and talk to this man, like, because of her position under David, him being the fucking god complex dominant man, you know, it's almost like her personality changed and her demeanor changed and the way she, you know, she was being asked, like, ultimately answering those questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like Michelle has literally been given the power to act as if she's better than everybody, even the volunteers, even the people, even with Deborah Fraser. She almost felt as if she was too good to even discuss her when it came to the money. It's crazy. She'll go speak to her and want to make those arrangements for David to get all this money and make sure that the money comes through and all this other shit. But she literally had no regard for her because she had no answers to no questions about Deborah. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. If you have someone who's a cash cow, why would you not keep them on your right hand?
Yeah, Michelle and David, like, that organization has no regard for anybody. They don't. Michelle and David especially. Those two, Michelle and David, LaMarcia.
Yeah.
It's good to know that you two are a bitch, LaMarcia. It's good to know that finally, but I'm sure that wouldn't have been hard to figure out. And what other questions did you have, man?
Okay, so here's another thing. So I know that you've been putting out these. I know you've been sending those IRS forms in to get his taxes to get looked at or reviewed.
Send some
or whatever.
out tomorrow, David.
So tell me this: how far are you going to be? I mean, I know. I mean, don't put it out there if you're trying to keep it under wraps. But how far are you wanting to take it? You want to take it to the point where you're sitting right in front of him on the deposition?
No, I would have taken it to the point where I get a phone call from somebody saying, "Hey, David's been arrested. We got him."
Do you think that'll ever happen now?
I think there's a very good possibility that it can. Will it? Good question, man. That's a damn good question. I would like for it to.
But I will say this: his money is drying up. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
His money is actually drying up. He's actually losing a lot of everything that he actually worked. The house with Harold Lewis, he's suing to get that house back.
Yeah.
Even with all the money that they've been paying, now mind you, this was the deposition in 2014 that they've already paid the $250 with the $6,000 every month, and think of how many years that's been up until here recently. Think how much money that actually is. There's no set agreement on it. There's no say leasing to own. It just says lease. So that money doesn't even matter at this point. Like, he's going to end up having to take that L and lose it, and that's why he's trying to counter-sue or whatever, because he had put so much down. But even the lawyers during the deposition said, that's not how I would have done that thing. I would not have operated like that.
Yeah, no. Okay, so he bought the new mansion cash. That one's paid for. Okay. The old house, the 1302 Wild Horse Meadows, they're still paying on that. But both of those houses are now in the Kingdom of God Global Church, which under a 501c3, and if you're, as a church, you're only allowed to have one parsonage, too.
So tell me this. So he changed his name again.
Yeah, that they sent me a cease and desist under KOGGC, but now they're posting shit on JMMI. So which one are they?
Well, whatever's going to keep whatever they can move the shit around. It's just like a show company. They just got to keep moving it around so they don't keep track on it.
Right, I'm questioning. That's the thing. So the lawyers send me a KOGGC cease and desist, but yet on Facebook you got Tony and David and Michelle operating under JMMI.
Yeah, and you said it was under Michelle's name, correct?
Yeah, KOGGC is under Michelle's name now, apparently.
I swear, man. Mm-hmm. I swear. I've never seen it's so fascinating what the extents that they're doing just to keep laundering this money.
I think
bad bitch. I swear, you're probably the best one. Hey, follow my channel because you're fucking hilarious. I wish you would pull up that.
I think they're doing the whole, like, all the refrigerated trucks is like a show of, like, oh, hey, we're doing this little bit, but I think if they do that, it's just gonna be a little bit.
Dude. That doesn't measure up to the money that they have literally laundered. $5,000 for belt. He claimed belts, but $5,000 just for one wardrobe, like, shopping spree was $5,000. It probably didn't even cost that much for all the stuff that they just loaded those two trucks with.
Do you think there's a way we could get him exposed on mainstream media? Do you think the mainstream media would even want to bite on this story?
I think what it is, I think what's going to have to happen is just like, so what do you think about what social media does when you want them canceled? You keep putting stuff out consistently until someone bites.
Yeah.
I think Twitter's a big thing. I think Instagram's a big thing. I think podcasting is a big thing. I think Facebook is going to only get you so far because people can screenshot your shit, put it on their page and say, look at this lies or look at this. Or, it's hard to go against a collective of people.
Yeah.
And try to win. Like I said, the internet is undefeated. You would never win the internet.
Especially on YouTube. Like, David can't win on YouTube.
No, dude. People are so... I've literally seen the deposition comments. I'm telling you right now. People are so infatuated with that deposition only due to the ignorant. And they're just... in their head, they cannot believe that they see someone on camera. That's just fucking stupid. Realistically.
When do you want to set up a podcast, man?
It'll have to be. I mean, it really can be whenever. What I do is.
What's best for you? We could coordinate off channel and stuff, man.
Yeah. I don't have a webcam, but I do have really expensive podcast equipment. Mm-hmm. I don't really just want to. I don't like show my face on video and stuff.
That's cool.
But I don't mind. What I can do is I can actually call you on Skype or something, and then I'll grab the vocals from there, put it on my actual program that I recorded my vocals on, and mix it, master it, and then put it out there, to make it sound like as if you were in the same room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I'm open to do, like, Zoom meets and shit like that, too. That's other things I've done in the past. Yeah.
And I think I might invest in the camera because everyone's doing it now. My son's a big gamer. Mm-hmm. He's into all that. Yeah. I've seen people use it for Twitch. My brother's a big gamer. He has Twitch.
I game too, but not so much lately. I've been focusing more of my energy on David. And after David, I want to go after Kenneth Copeland. But I think Kenneth Copeland's kind of a lost cause because he's so powerful and he's so fucking old that he's just gonna die soon anyways. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like,
he's not. That's why I never understand old people who really really old people who vote. Like, you're not even gonna be here that much longer to care.
Yeah.
About what happens in a few years,
Yeah. So I'm either thinking, what's that? Richard fucking White? Is that his name?
Don't let me lie to you. I remember Richard. Joel Osteen.
Yeah, Joel Osteen.
Dude, Betsy Hobo. Hey, can you follow my channel? Betsy Hobo. You're hilarious, and Bitter Bad Bitch is hilarious, too.
Yeah, these guys are bosses.
Y'all are awesome. Yeah. Y'all are awesome. We got to do... Let me get a camera. So I don't really keep up with the YouTube thing. But what is as far as, like, even with my podcast, so what it was I had my podcast.
Dude, I'm streaming from my device, bro.
And it sounds pretty good for someone who's, doing it on your device. And
dude, it's just JBLs. I got some JBLs with the basic, the cord that came with the mic and shit, dude. Very simple setup.
You sound really clear for someone, and I'm talking on my AirPods right now, sorry. You sound really clear for someone who, it's a headphone.
Yeah, they're like noise canceling though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I'm gonna invest in that. Is there any way we could do like a split screen talk on this live here?
Right now?
No, I mean no. I'm just saying in general. Is that possible?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've never tried that.
Okay, I don't know anything about it. I can look into it some more, but just like with my podcast, like you look at my subscribers, like I think I have 18,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Only because I was putting my podcast stuff on the internet, on YouTube, and then people were taking my stuff locally here and cutting it up and making it say things that I wasn't saying. They were getting bits and pieces of my show and kind of making it sound like I was saying something I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I just took all my shit off YouTube and put it just on Apple Podcasts. You can't record Apple Podcasts.
Okay. See, and I would feel better doing that because of some of the information that's out there, dude, is like, it's legit information,
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. It's like the investigation that this group has done. And I don't know how many people have reached out to other people in the group, but a lot of people have emailed me, man. Like the one source the source that emailed me recently just disconnected from the cult, early this year.
Holy shit. How long were they in it?
Since 2017, man.
Wow. I bet they got stories out the fucking wazoo.
Ended up giving about 10 grand over the course of the 5 years.
Oh man, I've got to hear those stories.
Yeah, I
I've
got
to
the
hear those
emails
stories.
here, man. I got the emails. I'm compiling the emails, dude. Yeah,
Dude, you're a lot. You're man. You're making these contacts and like speaking out and shit. Like that's real shit, dude.
And that's the thing. I think is what people needed was to have a face to talk to.
Absolutely.
You know, and see
Absolutely.
the
And the
fact
more,
that
and listen, the more you do this, I'm telling you, the more you do this, the more that this is going to become more exposed. This is going to become more frequent. There's going to be more of a fluid conversation on topics.
I would love to see David go on fucking Dr. Phil. Could you imagine David on Dr. Phil? Fuck.
Dude, Dr. Phil rip his ass apart, dude.
Yeah, I would like to see.
Fuck that. Take him to Howard Stern or somebody who really don't give a shit.
I would like to see David and Jeremy DeWitt on Dr. Phil or Howard Stern together. If you know what I'm saying. That'd be some shit, right?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
Who's it? Hold on. David Apostle. Hey, Cult Watch. Shout out to you, bro. Or woman. I don't know if that's a guy or a girl, but shout out to you. You're actually the reason how I actually started watching the deposition, so I really appreciate it. Yep. Big time.
Yeah, they do a lot of good work.
He had the logo right behind Michelle.
Yeah. That's like in your face, bitches. Come watch
it. It looked like an actual picture behind her. It was so funny.
Bro, David would be on TV convincing Dr. Phil he's a doctor too. Yeah, Jeremy DeWitt was on Dr. Phil. Y'all hit that like button too when you get in here. I'm talking Jay Puente. He has a podcast, and he also has a YouTube channel. I'm going to talk to him about setting up a podcast with him and talking to him about the case here and everything that's kind of surrounding it.
We'll do it on either or. I'm going to try to look into it a little more. Maybe I can kind of tune my 18,000 subscribers to watch when we're on yours too.
Yeah.
And try to get something going with that.
Yeah.
I
maybe some of your subscribers know about this sack of shit. You know.
Oh my God. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be. I'm going to do my best to kind of do a lot more research on the matter. So when I do come to interview you, I'm a little more prepared.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff behind it, man. I mean, it ultimately stems from the deposition. Where we're at now, today, right here, right now.
Yeah.
Starts from the deposition, man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where it treated my interest. So I'm like, okay. And I told myself, I said, how far can this actually go? Let me see how far this actually goes.
Yeah. And it goes pretty fucking deep. And, the money laundering and shit, that's only the tip of the iceberg, dude. There's like real lives being affected in the end, Like there's real people here.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's people actually be missing and not being able to talk to their families because they've convinced them that they're not living for God and for the ministry, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Are you religious at all?
Yeah, I mean, well, my parents are Catholic and I'm Baptist.
Okay, cool. My wife Lisa, she's a Baptist slut.
I told her I don't care how good your thighs are.
Do you know? So, do you know who Doyle Davidson is?
No.
Okay, look up Doyle Davidson when you get a chance. There, hold on, Catherine Walden. I'm speaking to Jay Puente. He has a podcast. We're talking about that and maybe doing an interview on a podcast. But Doyle Davidson, dude, he was this pastor in Texas, man. He'd get up on stage, dude, and just go off, and he'd be all fucking lit up on booze, man, like whiskey and shit. And in one of his sermons, dude, he's going on off his wife, and he's like, "It's my wife, Lisa. God gave her to me, and she's a slut." and then, like at one point, I'm not dogging religion, but we said Baptist, and maybe Doyle Davidson, his wife is a Baptist slut. He's all
Baptist slut.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Watch
it's how you threw that in there as a disclaimer. Like, she's not just a slut; she's a Baptist.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, dude, so you can watch it, and you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Yeah, fucking send it to me, man.
You're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" And he's she's a Baptist slut. I'm like, "Damn, dude!" And people are sitting there.
Was he on a show or what?
No, he's preaching this in his fucking church, dude. He's doing this in front of his congregation of 10 or 12 people,
I don't want to stroll too far away from David, but have you seen all the fucking complimations of all this sexist ass shit that he says about women and calling people faggots and shit like that?
Yep.
And he says, and people are laughing in the fucking audience, dude. People are
Yeah.
laughing, like egging them on, thinking it's okay.
It's
Kids
like-
are in that audience.
Yeah, and it's almost like the audience like enables it, you know? Like if the audience wasn't standing up for it, you know, they're ultimately enabling it. That's why his audience is so small now, is because the audience he has now are the enablers.
Yeah, and they keep feeding into it because in his head, he's just as powerful as he was then as he is now. And to me, you know, when he sits there and he degrades his staff like that, like how the fuck do they not just walk up out of that service in the middle? Because he's sitting there, he's always shit talking that staff.
I'm just curious how Joseph hasn't got over there and fucking mopped his ass up yet, man.
Bro, I would have got that motherfucking mic stand and I would have rocked his shit in the back of his neck.
Right? That's like really, David. Like this is what we're talking about, David. You have probably. I'm not saying I want anything bad to happen to you, mind you. Okay, this is just my.
He's awful. He could die today. It's okay.
Yeah, like you've obviously never had your ass beat, dude.
For real.
You know, or
He's
have
been pegged, probably.
been punished in any way. You've always been told, yes, it's okay. There's nothing wrong. Oh, it's okay, David. You can do it. You know.
His fucking lisp, everything about his fucking demeanor pisses me off.
Yeah, your whole demeanor pisses everybody off here, David.
I fucking hate everything about his shoes, his hair. His fucking hair is the only thing that really gets me. He's that one strand going down.
Dude, when he was patting on his fucking hairpiece the last 7 Night Shit show. So did you watch his birthday party then?
No, I didn't get to that. I've seen every time I Google it, I see different clips here and there, and if they're literally probably 3 or 4 minutes, I don't waste my time because there's probably about 45 seconds to a minute of disclaimer ads, and God bless them. I know why they're doing it. I get it, but I want to get straight to the shit. So, you know, I like to see the 16-minute or those kind.
Yeah. And what would you like to see for the outcome? Like,
obviously, man. Listen, I'm being. I don't want to say I'm joking too much because I can care less. He can be going tomorrow for all I care. But in real terms, like I really just want him to just kind of pay for what he done. I mean, honest to God, he has stolen money for years. He's manipulated for years. The deposition proved that he is being completely misguided with the money. He's even openly admitted that he doesn't keep up with it. You know, things are being misused. Funds are being misused. People are being lied to, deceived. And he's walking around as a false prophet, dude. And I'm telling you, like, if he's such a great prophet, then why is he begging for money? Why is money making him?
Why is he so fucking broke? And I question that too. How broke is he?
I think he's I don't think he's broke because he's still doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the cash flows were like it was since the deposition. He even said to himself personally that the deposition damaged him.
Yeah, the deposition, that was a big nail in the coffin. And Michelle's too. Again, you put the two depositions together, man. Those are two big puzzle pieces.
Absolutely.
It shows you that they're passing the buck, and it shows who they need to depose. And I feel what they should do is put them all in the same room and depose them all.
Absolutely. Put them all in the same room and ask them the question. I want to see who's going to fucking have a deflection seminar.
Who's going to
know who's going to do it.
They need to bring Joseph, Ashley, La Marcia, David, and Michelle.
La Marcia. Yep. That's hilarious. I remember he couldn't even say her name right. He didn't even know his kid had a middle name. Like, what?
He couldn't even tell his kid's fucking middle name. Like, dude, what a piece of shit father you are, David. Don't even know your kid's fucking.
Did you ever find out, like, when it came to the charges of him? He abused his daughter, right?
Yeah, that was true. Yeah, Michelle even said so. You notice that in the deposition when she was asked that, she didn't like being asked that question.
She didn't want. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to. I don't feel comfortable.
She's all, that's not relevant. She's all, that's not relevant. She's like, yeah, it is.
I like how she's a fucking IRS attorney all of a sudden, but she didn't know what the fuck, how any of the funds were being done. But all of a sudden she knows where shit can be taxed in and taxed out. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the shit that he prepared her for. He wasn't preparing her. They were not prepared for Colleen. Let's just be realistic and let's give a shout out to Colleen.
Yeah. Shout out to Colleen. Thank you for that.
There's nothing ever that either one of them could have done to prepare themselves for that kind of questioning from that type of lawyer.
Well, also, again, they had the questions prepared. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rick had a private investigator. Rick paid private investigators to look into David. Okay. I'm not telling you this because I'm telling you this because Rick told me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because she even said have you ever ridden in Deborah Fraser's car? And he said, no. And he said, well, you've been seen. Which right off the bat, when I heard that, I'm like, so they knew about him riding before they even fucking asked him.
Yep.
So they're just trying to see how far these lies will go.
They knew about the addresses. They knew about everything.
Yeah, because that's when he was trying to be a fucking smartass and was like, thank you guys. You guys are sharp.
Exactly. That's what Rick told me. He's like, remember when David said y'all are sharp? That's when he knew we had him.
Yeah, well, he looked at them and said that because Rick was the one who said it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rick told me. Rick told me when I FaceTime. He's like, that's when he knew we had him, because we had all these questions and we already knew. We already knew going in there.
And the crazy thing is, every question, like, think about how long 5 hours is for someone who is being deposed that's literally unprepared to answer any questions financially. Yeah. So that's why there was a whole bunch of I don't know. There's a whole bunch of you should ask Michelle.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of you should talk to my finance. Like he had literally backtracked almost every answer that he was ever given. Like he was giving up. Like he couldn't. Every one of them, he would answer a question, and then 2 questions later, he would completely backstep and backtrack the answer. Yep. That he had previously gave him.
And it's perjury. That's perjury. It's like, dude, you just perjured yourself, David.
And nobody that's the thing. That whole pulling up, all Deborah Fraser did was when she gave that money, if he would never have accepted it, this never would have came out. Yep. But the reason they were able to pull up the records and actually have an open forum to ask about his finances and break down his finances, where they were trying to figure out where the $1 million was going, which was by court order legal for them to do. They want to know where that money went, if that's what she's been giving up. And when that happens, all they showed was he was very incapable of handling the money. He was very irresponsible, and there was nothing that anybody could do about it because he had to sit in that chair until that shit was over with. And that probably frustrated him the most because he's never been told what to do.
Well, not only that. Him. Yep. But the whole thing I don't get is the amount of money that this guy that has brought in and hasn't been checked.
It was lies, dude. It was lies, dude. He only had $3,500 in his savings account, bro. How the fuck? She made a good point. How the fuck? They caught him on double dipping money for donating. When you donate a certain amount of money and you go to get tax exempt for that donation, you in some ways you get some of that money returned to you by the government for donating. That's why when you go donate to Goodwill or whatever, they give you a donation slip or how much you gave so you can do it for your taxes.
Yeah.
He made $27,000. He's a fucking liar if he's gonna sit there and say that's all he made. He donated $42,000. Couldn't prove how he donated $42,000. Said, well, they gave it to me, but I gave it to the ministry. So not only did they get the 1099 form for donating, and not only did he get tax credit for that, they unknowingly are putting whoever donated under the fucking fire with the IRS because now there's going to be 2 conflicting.
That's why I'm filing fraud reports.
Absolutely.
That's because it needs to happen. That's the only way this will stop. The fraud reports are working, or else they wouldn't have sent me a cease and desist because they said I need to stop filing unsubstantiated fraud reports. But they're not, David. Where's your cryptocurrency going, you sack of shit? Where's your 990s at that you haven't filed the last 4 years, you sack of shit?
Yeah, shout out to Chris Com. Limo Land, absolutely. Gucci, Versace, Rolls Royce, BMW, Disneyland.
Dude, you have fucking like 19 fucking cars, David? The fuck do you need 20 fucking cars for, dude? Come on, man.
How do you buy a home in an actual suburb area, a gated community, and call it a residential house and say that it's used for ministry purposes? You're not supposed to operate a ministry in a residential area like that.
Yeah. Well, he's running the call centers out of those houses. The new house he just bought, cash, he's most likely operating a call center out of there. Nobody can see what's going on there.
When he bought that from Harold Lewis, when he put that was for his personal house.
No, not the residential center, man. The very new mansion they bought.
I'm talking about the ministry home.
The new ministry home. Okay, they don't live within Harold Lewis's house anymore. They've jumped a couple houses. They're in a new house they just bought beginning of the year in January. They paid cash. They bounced 2 checks in the process of buying this house, okay? First of all, they bounced the 2 checks. The seller hit him with an aggravation fee, which is exactly what it sounds like. If you pace off the seller, they hit him with the tax. And I heard it. The initial report I got from my source was $50,000, and then they said 20, and I had confirmed with the source, and he's like, it could have been 50, you know. But the source told me that it's between 20 and 50 grand that they got hit with for aggravation fee. Then they came back with cash and paid it. Cash.
And they're saying that they're getting all these money. They couldn't answer where this money was coming from the North Korean or whatever. I wonder if that was washing that money that they were getting.
I think it's a big washing operation. I think they're washing their money through real estate right now.
That's what I'm thinking. That's all he was talking about was real estate. Because he was like, we need to develop, better whatever relationship with the banks, with the real estate.
Now you're getting into laundering money in real estate, David. There's a whole other set of crimes, man. Not only are you laundering money, but now you're laundering it through real estate, which is, you're compounding your crimes, David. Okay.
What a shitstorm this is going to be. He is honestly so fucked. Like
when this cracks, dude, when this fraud cracks, it is going to be a shitstorm of shit, dude. And you're not even know what the fuck to do with yourself, man. It's just compounding.
And the crazy thing is, those videos are going to live so long after he's gone.
Yeah. David, those videos are going to live long after you die. People are going to be talking shit about you long after you die. I'm not saying I want anything bad to happen to you, but I'm just saying, long after we're gone, those videos are still going to be around, and people are going to watch these videos of us and be like, dude, this guy was a fucking piece of shit, and these people made sure that everybody knew about it. That's going to be the cool thing. Everybody's like, dude, this David E. Taylor guy was a real piece of shit. This guy here.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he's an ass. This guy was fucking calling him out, and you have these other channels over here fucking making funny ass videos about this sack of shit. Yeah.
What do you think his ex-wife deals with? Have you reached out to her?
Nah, no. I won't make that contact. I won't even know where to start, man.
She spoke out about him publicly. She made a video about it.
Yeah. I'm under the impression that some of those people probably wouldn't want to come on my channel, man, because I'm just very direct about the shit, I really am.
I got you.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe, I
can
see how maybe they would want to put it behind them. I get that to the extent, but still,
one thing I've noticed talking to a lot of these people is like it's, for the most part, I don't want to say all of them. There's the exception to the few. There really is. But some of the more manipulated ones that I spoke to, it's really hard to get them to stray away from the religious side of it and just give me the facts of the stories. They can't do that. It's very hard for them to stray away from that aspect of the story. Very difficult.
I'm wondering, I was trying to figure out a way to try to make a contact with Michelle, because she is one of those people that she feels she has to take the forefront and get on the front line and defend him.
Yep.
And I really honestly believe that maybe she's been the one who's been getting on your shit and causing people to harass you if they were. Because she looks like that type of person to get on in. She looks like she'll get on YouTube and put David E. Taylor and just see who's all harassing and getting on there under a fake name.
Yep.
And harass people.
Yep. Damn right she will. But the thing is I don't know if she would put that time and energy. I would like to think that they are very worried right now. Because
I would be.
They can't stop me from filing fraud reports, and I'm gonna file more tomorrow.
I know, and it's crazy because you got time. That's the best part about shit like that.
Dude, I worked all day.
Keep it together.
No, fuck that. I worked all day, dude. Like some days I'm self-employed, and business it comes and goes, with my industry. Today was busy, but it's like it only takes me 10 minutes to sit down and fill those reports out and mail them. It's not like I'm taking 3 or 4 hours out of my day. It's like, okay, I got all the information right here that I need. I know it's all up in my head, because that's how fucking obsessive I became with this, man. Is all the information's locked up here, David. You can't take it out, dude. It's all there. Names, addresses, phone numbers, everything, dude.
So you telling me you could depose him like Colleen did?
I could definitely depose David. People said, dude, you should depose him. I could.
That'd be awesome. I would love it if he reached out to you.
I have a lot of questions.
You need to record it, obviously, because he's a hothead. He cannot handle being wrong. You can tell he's never been told no. You can just by his demeanor on those calls that have been leaked, you can just tell that no one fucking says no to him.
That's why Joseph is there, because Joseph is the yes man. Joseph is always going to make sure that David is told yes.
He's like his,
Joseph's
he's the
role,
filter to make sure everything gets done.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Joseph's role is to make sure everything gets done and that David gets told yes all the time.
Absolutely.
Oh, you want me to powder your balls for you, David?
You Keep doing what you're doing, my brother. I'm so glad I actually got to talk to you. I have been watching your channel for weeks. I have been wanting to reach out, but sometimes YouTubers or people who do these kind of stories and stay in tune. I don't know how often they reach out to people or whatever. And
man, this is really my only social media platform, and it's like, at the end of the day, dude, we're all fucking human, man. Jesus Christ, we might as well share the space, be comfortable with each other, and share the stories, because I'm ultimately in this too to warn fucking future, dude. Warn the future, man. Because I'm not going to fucking be here forever. I got nieces and nephews that are growing up in a fucked up world, man.
Absolutely.
What am I going to fucking tell them when I'm dead 40 years from now? Not a fucking thing.
Right. At least you got these videos to prove you standing up or something that people should have been doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's about. What people should be doing with the system, because the system's broken, guys. And you guys know I don't get political on the channel. I really don't like to, but our system is so fucking broken, man. And I think that's part of why I'm here. I'm not religious. Again, I'm not trying to buy my way into heaven. It's just there's a hole in the system, man. And David proves it.
He is probably the most toxic living, walking person that years to come, you mark my words, years to come, there will be something that will be about him that will completely discredit everything that he's ever done, anything that he's ever said, every clip that he's been at. Because once clips get out there of how misogynistic he is. And
they live forever on the internet, man.
Oh, my God. He will forever be roasted. He will always be that guy. They're going to put up a video of him, his deposition picture, of the first one that's ever leaked. And it's going to say, do y'all remember this? Or something like that. It'll always be that meme.
Yeah.
Or, something to that extent. Man, dude, it was so great talking to you, bro.
You too, Jay.
I'm gonna have to hop off here. You got my number, bro.
Yeah, let's talk off channel. Let's set up a date for a podcast, man.
Absolutely, and then we'll do a couple of lives too. I'll invest in a really nice camera and.
Dude, if you got Zoom, just. Oh fuck! Hold on. Shit.
I can create one.
Yeah, if you got a Zoom account, just create a Zoom account, dude, and I'll shoot you my Zoom information, dude, and we can do a fucking face to face right here. Face to face.
Hey, let me get absolutely, and let me buy a shirt.
Yeah, it's, all my information is in. Just email me. You could just Venmo me. Let me know the size, and I'll tell you the price, and then give me all your information. I'll get one sent out to you.
Yeah, I want to Axe Michelle one.
You want to Axe Michelle one? Okay. David's selling another shirt, bitch.
You fuck. We're not donating to his hairline either. Never.
Yeah. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't donate to his fucking hairline. But you be up, man. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch, Jay, man. It's good talking to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good day, sir. Bye. Bye. All right. Jay Puente, and then let's see. It's like Israel #1. Put a video up. Damn. Okay. You guys got any questions on that? So we know where the lawyers that deposed David, or not deposed David, but the judge that was on the bench, she stepped down. Okay. McDonald's of the world. Yeah, Kennedy Mueller, stand by. He's on Facebook, I believe. I'll get it for you right now, though, Kennedy Mueller. Yeah, I figure we could probably set up a Zoom to where we could just do the podcast straight from there. We could probably do it that way. All right, if you guys don't have any questions, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I wanted to keep about an hour, but you know, when we have call-ins, I'm going to let them run as long as they need to. Fuck you, David. Yeah, which video? I think he wants me to save this video here. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. David, peace out. See you guys tomorrow. Another episode of Full Frontal Exposure. David E. Taylor, you know what you are? You're a piece of shit. And I hope you shit your pants tonight again. And I want Michelle to like roll